A lot of poker players tell me that they still have trouble beating small and mid-stakes games consistently these days, and I often find with my students in particular, it's not because they're unlucky or they're cursed or something, it's because they haven't mastered a simple set of strategies that actually work in these games. Today I'm going to give you 7 simple strategies you can literally take to the poker tables. After you're done watching this video, let's jump into it. Number 1, don't slow play sets. Now, a set in poker is 3 of a kind using a pocket pair. I'm going to give you an example in just one moment here, but let me tell you that throughout my entire professional poker career, literally 80% of my profits have come from a set, and that is why you do not want to slow play these hands. Let's just jump right into the example. You have 2 red 4s, that's the 4 of diamonds and the 4 of hearts, and the flop comes down with the queen of hearts, 4 of spades, and deuce of clubs. So once again, we have hit a set, also called 3 of a kind, on this board, and a fishy player checks. So what should you do? Well, you definitely want to be making a strong bet here. They decide to call. So the turn comes down with the jack of diamonds, and they lead into you. This is often what recreational poker players will do. What should you do here? Well, guys, a lot of people will just slow play. They'll just call. They'll try to get trappy because they saw some high stakes player do that once in a $1 million tournament on YouTube. Guys, do not do this. You are just costing yourself money. Like I said, all of your profits are going to come from these hands. This player is clearly indicating to you that they have something. They have a queen, they have a jack. And what do we also know about fishy players? They don't fold anything. So all you want to do here is make a big raise, and if they decide to shove all in, you beat them into the pot. Guys, do not slow play sets. This is an absolute killer for your win rate at the poker table. Always fast play these hands, bet, raise, get the money in, and you're going to have a lot more success. And number 2, avoid weak aces. So guys, do not limp a hand like ace 6 offsuit under the gun, and under the gun is the first seat to act, by the way. Let me give you an example. You limp in with the ace of clubs and 6 of diamonds. Once again, from under the gun, an aggressive player like myself raises you up and you decide to call. Flop comes down with the ace of hearts, king of spades, and 8 of spades. So this is great, right? We've hit top pair in this situation. However, we have kicker problems here. Guys, you always need to remember that poker is all about making the best 5-card hand. And in this situation, we're up against a competent player. Villain bets all 3 streets here. You call all 3 streets as well, the flop, turn, and river. They flip over the ace of spades and the queen of diamonds, and you lose a big pot for absolutely no reason. Guys, this is a textbook example of why you want to avoid these weak aces. It is going to put you in all sorts of spots like this where you are fighting the math the entire way against a competent player who has also hit top pair, but they have a better kicker than you. So what is the solution here? Fold hands like this before the flop, especially from seats like under the gun. Number 3, respect the donk lead. So guys, a donk lead in poker, donk stands for donkey. I don't know where poker terminology comes from, but it's basically a situation where somebody leads into you against the flow of action. Let's jump into the example. You've got the king, queen of diamonds, and this is a multi-way pot, and that is critical to this hand, by the way. So the flop comes down with the queen of clubs, 9 of spades, and 5 of hearts, and we are 3-way to this flop. So the small blind donk bets pot, middle position calls, and you decide to raise. Guys, this is the exact opposite of the example that we had before with 3 of a kind. You do not want to be raising here because you are simply overplaying your hand. Long story short, they shove, you call, and you get yourself stacked when they turn over queen 9. Guys, the key lesson here is that when somebody leads into the pot, especially with a big bet multi-way, they are not screwing around. Remember, guys, this is simple psychology. People don't try to bluff multiple players at the poker table. When somebody makes a strong bet into 2 players, 3 players, 4 players, they are not bluffing. I'm not saying you should fold your hand here. You definitely shouldn't. We have top pair with a very good kicker. However, raising here is a massive mistake. Just call on the flop and we'll go reevaluate on the turn. But guys, bottom line, always respect this play when somebody makes a big bet into multiple players. By the way, if you're ready to take your game to the next level, there are literally hundreds of step-by-step examples just just like this inside my Elite Poker University training. I have just opened up enrollment. I will leave a link below this video. Number 4, you don't need to see it. So guys, curiosity is not a good excuse. You've got pocket nines. That's the 9 of hearts and the 9 of diamonds. And let's just skip right to the river. The board reads the ace of spades, 10 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, 10 of hearts, and 7 of spades. And a tight regular has triple barreled you. And what that means is they bet the flop, the turn, and the river. You've had a bad day at the poker tables. You sigh and call them on the river. They flip over the bad news. They've got the ace of diamonds and the 10 of spades. Yes, they had exactly what they were representing the entire way. They have 2 pair and you only have 1 pair. Guys, what's the lesson here? When a tight regular triple barrels you, they are not bluffing. Your 1 pair hand is no good. You do not need to see it. That's how amateurs approach the game. You're better than that. Just fold your hand. Number 5, bet your draws. So a draw is a powerful weapon in poker, and what you don't want to do is check and pray. Let me give you an example. So you call pre-flop with the 6-5 of diamonds, a beautiful hand that I suggest playing in a lot of situations, by the way. And by the way, if you're new to the game of poker and you just want some simple charts that are going to show you what hands to play, which hands to fold, I have included those in my free poker cheat sheet. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Flop comes down with the jack of spades, 8 of diamonds, and 4 of spades. So we have flopped a couple backdoor draws in this situation. Number 1, we have a backdoor diamond draw. So if it came with a diamond on the turn and river, we would make a nearly unbeatable flush. And also we have an inside straight draw. If we catch any of the 4 remaining 7s in the deck on the turn or river, we would also make a straight. So they check to you in this situation. What should you do? Well, guys, if you watch my videos, you already know I'm a fan of aggressive poker. I firmly believe that aggressive poker is winning poker. And when somebody opens the door for me to take the pot away, I'm going to take it. So I'm going to make a bet here and give them an opportunity to fold a better hand right now. Guys, remember, there's a lot of hands like an ace king, an ace queen, an ace 10, a king queen. All of these hands are significantly ahead of us. And if we can simply make a bet here and make these hands fold right now, this is a massive win for us. But they do decide to call. So let's go see the turn now of the ace of diamonds. They check to you again. What should you do? Well, now we have picked up the diamond draw. And once again, guys, give yourself more ways to win this pot. Don't just check and pray with your draws. When they leave the door open for you like this, just make a bet again. Give them a reason to go away right now. The biggest mistake that people make with their draws is they just rely on hitting their hands. When you actually start betting and raising with your draws like this, you're going to give yourself multiple ways to win. And by the way, your odds of hitting your draw are still the exact same. Always remember that, guys. Play your draws strong and you're going to have a lot more success. Number 6, position is power. So guys, what you don't want to do at the poker tables is fight uphill battles. Let's give you an example. You raise it up with the king 10 of spades in the cutoff and the button 3 bets you. Now a 3 bet in poker is a re-raise and you decide to call. Flop comes down with the 8 of diamonds, 6 of clubs, deuce of hearts. You check, they make a flop continuation bet. What do you do? Guys, this is a gross situation. There's no good answer here. I don't have a secret strategy here for you because the only real strategy here is to simply fold your hand pre-flop. Strong players, professional poker players, they don't call 3 bets out of position with hands like this and get themselves involved in bad situations like this in the first place. Guys, always remember that position is everything in poker. Do not call re-raises pre-flop with a weaker hand like a king 10 out of position before the flop and you're going to have a lot more success. And number 7, respect the passive players. So guys, passive players do not shove out of the blue. Let me give you an example. You've got the king queen offsuit, that's the king of spades and the queen of clubs. Any passive regular calls you before the flop, so this is one of these regular opponents. This is not a recreational player. However, this is one of these kinds of players that only makes a strong bet when they have a strong hand. So the flop comes down with the queen of diamonds, 7 of hearts, and 3 of clubs. So this is a great spot for us. We have hit top pair with a very strong kicker on this board. So as you probably know, I'm a fan of keeping things simple simple at the poker tables. You just want to make a strong bet here, but they decide to call. So the turn comes down with the 5 of spades. You decide to check here, and they just shove all in. Guys, you don't need to think deeply about this one. Just fold your hand. What can they have in a spot like this? This is probably going to be a set most of the time with a hand like pocket 7s, pocket 3s, pocket 5s. Maybe they hit the straight on the turn with the 6-4, for example. Some of these passive regs will play a hand like that. Bottom line, guys, you don't need to think about it. When a passive player shoves all in on the turn, they're literally screaming from the mountaintops that they have 2 pair or better. Just fold your 1 pair hand and save yourself a lot of money. All right, guys, like and subscribe if you found this video helpful, and if you want to know my entire strategy to beat the small and mid stakes games, make sure you grab a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. All the best at the poker tables, unless you're on mine.